Pause and solve because the answer is A. Text structure. Let's chunk and then go after these items. The first chunk that I find is the first sentence. I summarize it as he, writer, releases first poetry album collab. I go on to the next sentence, which is my next chunk. This is a long sentence, but I summarize it all as in album, auto and reflect, and combines words with fragments conveying the deaf experience. Whew, big sentence. Final sentence is my final chunk, and I summarize it as critic feedback, question, sounds, function. I feel like I have a great understanding of the text, so I'm going to go after the items. As I read A, it introduces a collaborative spoken word poetry project. I think it does that. Details the approach. I think it does that. And then provides an example of a critique. And I think it does that. And what's so cool about this is, as I reflect on my summary, this almost matches it, word for word. So I feel very confident about A and the way that it looks. However, I am going to look at every single one because I don't want to be too hasty. I think if you didn't pick A, you were afraid about this word critique, as if it only meant a bad thing. But critique just means a thing, a comment about. We move on to B. Mentions a collection of spoken word poems. That's fine. Then we move on to distinguishes one poem as being an exemplar. No. The one title thing was in our purple section here, but that was for the album. We don't ever narrow our focus to one poem. B false. Looking at C, efforts to produce a collaboration, that works in the first part of it, presents biographies of two people. This is an absolute failure. If anything's a biography, maybe this is, but there's no way that I want to grant that. But even if I did, just saying producer isn't much of a biography. So the second part of C makes this disgusting and it falls. It connects two artists to the same spoken word. The first part of D is pretty chill, explains the extent of their collaboration on each poem, and that's exactly where I'm going to fall. By saying each poem, what this is pretending the text is doing is having this long, drawn-out one on track 1, this is what they did, and on track 2, this is what they did. And that's not exactly what I got from this text. My red section is just a holistic view of everything that's there. So we come back to A, and we pick A, and we love A. And we're very proud of the notion that Ian Brennan walked so that death grips could run.